So in this lesson, I would like to take this opportunity to discuss this 2-bar exercise that I've been working on that is definitely inspired by the wonderful Nate Smith. Now, before I go any further, if you are completely new to this channel, make sure you go ahead, hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on and get involved in these lessons. Now, it's important to note that this being the first of these particular lessons, I'm going to keep it relatively simple, okay? So this isn't too hard to get down in terms of your coordination, but it's how you play it that's important. And when we talk about playing pocket and giving grooves space, it's really important that we put our whole bodies and our emotion into the groove itself. And that's what I'll be focusing on here. So let me give you a quick demonstration of how this sounds, and then we'll discuss it a little further. So let's discuss this 2-bar exercise a little further. So I'll pop the notation on screen, and while I'm talking my way through this, I'm going to play on use the rim instead of the snare, just because it's a bit quieter and you can hear everything a lot clearer. So let's talk about the solo out this first bar and talk about it a little more. So we've basically got a groove and we're playing straight eighth notes on the hi-hats. Now, let me emphasize the word straight here. So when I play that particular groove, I'm not playing it like the way we would normally play eighth note beat, okay? Where we're using our wrists, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's the way a lot of my students will probably play this if I showed it to them for the first time. But I very rarely play grooves in that way, particularly when I'm playing something and I really want to play a nice pocket. Because if you keep the hi-hats nice and straight, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, keeping them all sounding nice and even, all notes sounding nice and even, it pushes the groove along in a really nice way. The other thing I'm doing is where we have the two bass drums close together, I'm really emphasizing the second note. Okay, and that again complements the hi-hats and pushes the groove along. So I'll loop this a couple of times over for you. So we'd have 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Okay, in the second bar, we're just playing the E's on the hi-hats within that 16th and keeping both the bass drum and snare pattern exactly the same. So we've got 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. All right. Again, on that second bass drum where the bass drums are close together, I'm just really accenting that second note. And again, it just pushes the groove along. Okay, so together, one bar after the other, you've got 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E, 4E and a. This is something that Nate is so good at, and yes, he's able to get super busy, but he also is able to, he's not afraid to give the groove space, okay? And when we say the word space, it almost feels good as we say it, okay? It gives the groove room to breathe. And often I think as drummers we get so, into putting as many notes into a bar as possible. But I think what I've really drawn from Nate is his way of leaving space in the grooves, and I think it's really important to acknowledge that. So what we're going to do is I'll put on a metronome and let's do this. Remember all those things I was talking about. As always, I will keep the notation on screen at all times along with that beat locator so you can both see and hear exactly what is going on. So let's do this together nice and slow at 60 BPM. So that is the entire exercise played in full, and you can of course keep looping that back till you feel fully comfortable with it and you're getting all those movements that I spoke about earlier down. The most important one would definitely be keeping those notes on the hi-hats as even sounding as possible, and that really pushes the groove along. So then what you can do is start moving it up through the tempos, and you really only see the benefits of practicing something like this when you start mixing in other beats with it and having some fun. And so what I'm going to do before I finish up this lesson is just give you all a quick demonstration of that. I really hope you took something positive from this lesson. I'm currently doing up a PDF file of loads of Nate Smith style grooves, and as I add to that and construct these ideas, I will then share them with you in this very same way. Okay, so have a great week everyone, and I will see you all again back here very soon for another lesson at Whelan Drums.